Good morning. Hi there. Let's start looking at the philosopher Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche is different because he writes in a style that's called aphoristic. So he sort of gives short snippets, sometimes longer snippets of ideas. He might move on, he might come back to an idea. Um, he's oftentimes very suggestive in his views, and that can be kind of fun. I find it kind of fun, but it can also be difficult to try to figure out what exactly does Nietzsche think and what exactly is the purpose or the point here. What am I trying to learn? And so what I'll try to do is kind of grab a few things here and there as we move around and put some things together here to give you some sense of what at least I think Nietzsche's ideas are here. And let's start with the first one of the famous ones that Nietzsche said, God is dead. And so you might know the little joke. Nietzsche says God is dead. God says Nietzsche is dead. Who wins? Okay. But let's look at the passage, and I posted it on Moodle for you to look at. Here it is here. You probably can't see it on this thing very well. I was just proposing to read it, and that's what I'll do. Have you not heard that madman who lit a lantern in the bright morning hours, ran to the marketplace and cried incessantly, I am looking for God, I am looking for God. As many of those who did not believe in God were standing together there, he excited considerable laughter. Have you lost him, then? Said one. Did he lose his way like a child? Said another. Or is he hiding? Is he afraid of us? Has he gone on a voyage, or immigrated? Thus they shouted and laughed. The madman sprang into their midst and pierced them with his glances. And now we're into the very long paragraph in this short passage. Where has God gone? He cried. I shall tell you. We have killed him, you and I. We are his murderers. But how have we done this? How were we able to drink up the sea? Who gave us the sponge to wipe away the entire horizon? What did we do when we unchained the earth from its sun? Whither is it moving now? Whither are we moving now? Away from all suns. Are we not perpetually falling, backward, sideward, forward, in all directions? Is there any way up or down left? Are we not straying as though an infinite nothing, through an infinite nothing? Do we not feel the breath of empty space? Has it not become colder? Is it not more and more night coming on all the time? Must not lanterns be lit in the morning? Do we not hear anything yet of the noise of the grave diggers who are burying God? Do we not smell anything yet of God's decomposition? God's too decomposed. God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we, murderers of all murderers, console ourselves? That which was the holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet possessed has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? With what water could we purify ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we need to invent? Is not the greatness of this deed too great for us? Must we not ourselves become gods simply to be worthy of it? There has never been a greater deed, and whosoever shall be born after us, for the sake of this deed he shall be part of a higher history than all history hitherto. Here the madman fell silent and again regarded his listeners, and they too were silent and stared at him in astonishment. At last he threw his lantern to the ground and it broke and went out. I have come too early, he said then. My time is not yet. The tremendous event is still on its way, still traveling. It has not yet reached the ears of men. Lightning and thunder require time. The light of the stars requires time. Deeds require time even after they are done, before they can be seen and heard. This deed is still more distant from them than the distant stars, and yet they have done it themselves. It has been further related that on that same day the madman entered divers churches and there sang a requiem. Let out and quieted, he is said to have retorted each time, What are these churches now, if they are not the tombs and sepulchres of God. So, maybe you think I'm being a little too dramatic, but Nietzsche is a great writer. This is a great piece of writing. I hope you enjoyed it. What is Nietzsche saying? Well, one thing to say in that big long paragraph, what he's describing there is the new universe, the universe that science and Galileo and Descartes have told us about. And it's not like the old universe. It's not like um, a universe where, what does he say? Where it was finite. Everything in the old geocentric universe was finite. It did not have empty spaces, and everything had a place. And there's something here about unchaining the earth from its sun. So the sun ran around the earth, remember, but now the earth goes around the sun. So that's what he means, it's unchanged. So that's what he's talking about. He's talking about particularly modern science, okay? And he's not saying that we killed God. You can't kill God. He's making a little bit of fun of that. So what did we kill? We killed our belief in God. That's what he's claiming. People can no longer believe in God. They can't take it seriously. Now, here's a question. I don't think Nietzsche believes in God. He's an atheist, okay? So why doesn't he say, great, God doesn't exist. People now no longer can believe in God. Great. Now they know what's what, and they're better off. He doesn't say that. For him, the end of belief in God, again, it's not that we killed God, we killed belief in God, is a problem. It's a crisis. It's going to cause a large problem for human culture, maybe, for human life in general. That's an odd thing. And that's something that we want to turn to in the next video. What does he think? Why does he think death of belief in God is a crisis for human society?